Now, Friday Night Football, presented by Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
Football season means fall, and well, it definitely felt like it tonight. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Wilcox.
And I'm Mark Skoll Jr. The temperatures are dropping, but the action is heating up.
Yeah, let's kick things off with our Spotlight Game of the Week. The Riley Wildcats hosting the Jimtown Jimmies. We go to Jimtown's very first drive of the game. Jimmies pitch it to Trey Washington. Washington isn't even close to being touched on this one. He takes this one all the way for the touchdown. Jimmies strike first. They lead 7-0. Then on the kickoff, check out this return by Riley's Jalen Cummings. So electric. It almost looks like he's tackled by the horse collar, but somehow stays on his feet and returns the kickoff into Jimtown territory. Incredible body control by Cummings. Now that sets up this 1-yard QB keeper by Senator Brown. Brown dives into the end zone for the Wildcats touchdown. That ties this one up, and Riley goes on to win this one 14-13. There's just something about the Wildcats playing at Jackson Fields. Riley now improves to 4-1 on their home turf.
Plus, that's the Wildcats' third victory in a row. Riley is heating up at the right time.
They sure are.
A rainy game in Mishawaka, but that didn't stop fans from packing the stands. The Cavemen taking on St. Joe. We picked things up right in the first quarter. St. Joe quarterback Ashton Ruskowski finds his running back John Paul Lewis diving into the end zone for the touchdown. Indians take the 7-0 lead. Mishawaka hoping to tie things up in the second, and rain falling harder now, but nothing stopping Christopher Harness bulldozing into the end zone, fired up to tie it up at 7. Later in the second, Ruskowski again. This time with the perfect spiral to Austin Lee, sprinting his way into the end zone to put St. Joe up 14-7. It was a back-and-forth battle, but Mishawaka comes away with the victory, blocking a St. Joe field goal late in the fourth to get the win 26-24.
Penn and New Prairie duking it out in the rain. There was a theme tonight. It was the rain. And when there's rain, well, the ball gets slippery. Penn already up 14-0 late in the first. Kingsmen are driving when, Ryan Whiteman coughs it up. Thankfully for Penn, Ashton Bradley is able to pounce on the football to keep the drive alive. Then Penn quarterback Ron Paulus, with time in the pocket, finds Brock Boynton, who makes the over-the-shoulder snag. Touchdown Kingsmen. Penn up big 21-0 over New Prairie. But the Cougars threatening as they face fourth down in the Kingsmen red zone. But Cougars quarterback Chase Ketterer has nowhere to go. He gets sacked on the play, and Penn goes on to win in dominating fashion, 35-7.
To Rice Field, Elkhart Central coming off back-to-back close losses, hosting Adams, who has dropped their last 3. Blazers already up 31-6 midway through the third. Isaiah Chandler airing it out down the sideline, and Spencer Stalker makes the phenomenal catch, taps the toe as he's going out of bounds. He was shaken up on the play, but would be okay. Next, Adams' possession, Ira Armstead is going to keep it himself. He gets the corner and then hurdles a defender for the first down, but the Eagles the drive would stall from there. Central takes over inside Adams' territory, and then Mark Brownlee does his thing, weaves his way through the Eagles' defense inside the 10-yard line, and a few plays later, he punches it in to extend the Blazer lead 38-6. Elkhart Central snaps their skid 45-19 over Adams. So with 2 games left to go, Mishawaka and Penn are neck and neck in the NIC North. The two will meet in 2 weeks to decide the division.
Yeah, the backyard brawl, always a good rivalry, and a whole lot on the line this week. And at the bottom of the standings, LaVille knocks off Glenn 55-14. Falcons still winless on the season. Bremen, meanwhile, is undefeated, looking to clinch a share of the NIC tonight. NIC South, excuse me. Second half, Bremen already up 28-0. Washington fighting hard to get back in this one. Deontay Williams breaking tackles left and right for this 20-yard gain, but the Panthers were unable to capitalize. Later in the third, Washington quarterback Jarvis Knight gets pummeled in the end zone by Robert Mudica. The Lions up 30 now. Then on Bremen's next possession, quarterback Ryan Caldwell calls his own number. He gets tossed in the air as he gets tackled. Ooh. Spin move there. Bremen rolls over South Bend, Washington 37-0. Lions clinch at least a share of the NIC South.
Let's head out to the Culver Academies for the matchup between the Culver Academy Eagles and the Marion Knights. We pick things up in the second quarter. It's scoreless at this point, and Marion quarterback John Brock goes deep to Maddox Bogunia, and it's broken up by Eagles cornerback Ty English. Later in the drive, the Knights still after it, and John Brock this time, he's going to take it himself, and Brock comes up a couple of yards short of the first down. That sets up a Marion punt, but it's a bad snap. The Knights are able to hop on it, but they do so in the end zone. That safety would be the difference in this one. Culver Academy wins 9-7.
Well, we're just halfway through this week's edition of Friday Night Football.
When we return, we've got 2 more games from Indiana, plus we cross the state line as we show you how a couple of local Michigan teams performed tonight.
Now, back to Friday Night Football.
Welcome back to Friday Night Football. I've got some makeup on me now, so I'm feeling a whole lot better. And we've still got 5 more games left to show you.
That's right. We've got 2 more in Indiana and 3 in Michigan. So let's stick in Indiana and head over to Andrews Field, home of undefeated Northwood, looking to keep that perfect record intact against Elkhart Memorial. First quarter, Panthers up 6-0. Bronson Yoder rolls out. He hits Ben Mestak, who turns upfield and is brought down inside the red zone for a Northwood first down. A few plays later, Yoder dives across the goal line for the touchdown. The 2-point conversion is good, and the Panthers take the 14-0 lead. Memorial, though, was hanging around early on 4th and goal. The Chargers give it to Derek Woods, who goes for the corner for the score, and Memorial cuts this deficit to 8. It's 14-6 still in the first, but there's a reason Northwood hasn't lost, and that reason is Bronson Yoder on 3rd and 10. He drags half the Charger defense across the yellow line. Panthers pick up the first down. Northwood would roll over Elkhart Memorial 49-6.
All right, Plymouth, winners of 2 straight, looking to make it 3 tonight on the road against Concord. Final minute of the first half, Minutemen trail 14-10. Ethan Kane buying some time, finds Julius James tiptoeing the sideline for the Concord first down. That sets up Ariel De La Paz as time expires, knocks through a 36-yard field goal to make it a 1-point game. Plymouth leads 14-13 going into the half. But then on the Rockies' opening drive to start the third, Joe Barron rolling out hits Seth Rundle for a nice gain and a Plymouth first down. And then, well, Blake Reed would do the rest. Takes the handoff, bounces outside, heads towards the sideline, and he's gone. No one's catching him. The long touchdown run gives the Rockies the lead 21-13. Plymouth goes on to win this one 27-23 over Concord. Other NLC action tonight, Northridge bounces back with a win over Goshen 30-14.
And Warsaw wins their 4th straight, knocking off Wawasee and just the remaining game back of Northwood in the NLC. And St. Joe plays host to Portage Central, and we see a sea of pink. No, my brother didn't wash the team's uniforms. It was Cancer Awareness Night, so lots of pink. We pick up the action at the start of the third quarter. The Bears lead 6-0, and they hand off to Derek Holowasko, and he just slips through the middle and waltzes in for 6. That makes the fans happy. And point after makes the coach even happier. St. Joe wins over Portage Central 13-6.
All right, on to Lakeview versus Lakeshore. Lakeview trying to get on the board, and Caleb Carey launches this one deep, but it's into the waiting arms of Lakeshore's Kyle Wojin. That's an interception, and he takes this one back 50 yards plus to set the Lancers up in good field position. Lakeview looking to get something going as Carey finds Jacob White for the first down. But later in the quarter, Carey finds a man not wearing the right jersey. This time it's Robbie Ebling who comes up with the interception that would seal the game. Lakeshore wins 13-0 over Battle Creek Lakeview.
Soggy weather didn't dampen the fans in Waterville, but Delton Kellogg taking a 7-0 lead in the first 57 seconds might have. This was soon followed by Roe Blair. Gets the ball and literally runs through the Panthers defense and into the end zone for the touchdowns. By the way, this is Panthers versus Panthers. Delton Kellogg Panthers lead 13-0. But Waterville wasn't going to take it lying down. Don Smith lobs a short pass to Chris Lennox. And he could, he goes all the way. Still, it was Delton Kellogg's night. The Delton Kellogg Panthers beat the Waterville Panthers 63-22.
Other scores north of the state line, Edwardsburg keeps rolling 58-6 over Plainwell, as does Cassopolis. The Rangers shut out Marcellus 50-0 to keep their perfect season alive.
They're really good. Yeah. Berrien Springs wins their 4th straight, blanking Parchment 42-0, and Brandywine notches their 3rd win in a row as they knock off Elnora North Davies 46-14.